Welcome inside Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 5A state championship football game between the Lehi Pioneers and the Skyridge Falcons. Welcome everybody, Dusty Litster alongside Dane Stewart, and this is a game that you would never believe happened a year ago. In fact, if I had told you this might be the game 2 months ago, the only people who would believe that this would be the game would be the Skyridge Falcons and the Lehi Pioneers and their fan base. But Skyridge, in their second year of existence, are taking on the Lehi Pioneers. Interestingly enough, both teams from Lehi, half of the enrollment of Lehi High School went to Skyridge when it opened a year ago. There's the estimation done in an article earlier this week on DeseretNews.com. And now here they are, 2 years later, facing each other in the state championship football game. The only way Lehi and Skyridge will face each other for a championship is in football, because Lehi moved up, and it is their all-world quarterback, Cameron Cooper's senior year and his final game wearing the purple and white of the Lehi Pioneers. And in a career, he's passed for over 10,000 yards and over 100 touchdowns. Dane Stewart, can you believe that it would be the final game that he's ever going to play for Lehi?
No, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, to have that be here, but I'll tell you this. I mean, he's a multi-year starter. We've talked about that before. And it's, his first season, Dusty, they didn't win a game. And so to be able to kind of go through those growing pains and learning pains, and then to get here as a senior, I mean, he's verbal to Washington State. And as a senior now, for a chance to play in a state championship, I mean, this is why Coach Larson, as a freshman plays it, to give him that experience, to let him grow up and to learn inside of this offense. I mean, it's a fantastic story. And really, what an experience for him to kind of come up and to really lead this program from the depths to the heights.
Long line of Coopers have gone through Lehi High School, including his father, Cole, his uncle, Cade, who was a junior college All-American, also a lefty as well, and some other uncles and different family members as well. And when you look at the Skyridge Falcons in their second season, last year they started out in region play, absolutely spectacular in Region 7, made it to a play-in game, lost to Provo, but this year, 11 starters coming back on defense. This offense is loaded, ready to go. They have faced a lot of adversity with injuries and everything else, but Dane, only one loss on the year. They lost to Springville in region play. That's why they're the number 2 seed and wearing the road whites, because they're a 2 seed out of Region 8, where Lehi moved up into 5A instead of going down to 4A for football, and they were forced to go to the Salt Lake School, where the spot was vacated by East, who just lost the 6A championship when they moved up to 6A. Thus, we get these two teams right here in the 5A championship game, and we are set, balls teed up, we are ready to go here in the 5A championship. And we are underway from Rice-Eccles Stadium. Ball will float into the end zone, and we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and where we get a chance to see Cameron Cooper and his high-flying Pioneer offense.
And if you joined us on Facebook Live, our pregame, you're well familiar with some of these Lehi targets that Cameron Cooper has at his disposal. Carson Manuk in the back. Dusty, I have him unofficially with 170 yards rushing in that semifinal victory over Springville.
It is a lone empty set backfield for Cooper on first down. Fires, nearly intercepted in the hands of Driggs, the linebacker, and it would have made a big play there by Clayton, but he couldn't squeeze it.
Woo! Lehi fans breathing a sigh of relief. This has pick 6 written all over it. Driggs, Cooper never sees him. Just flows over and nearly. Boy, that would have been a statement first play into the ball game, huh? Just 4 seconds in.
And now Manukin moves into the backfield. Bunch formation at the top of the screen for Cooper. Hands off Manukin, and he is buried. Ross, along with Tongyai, combined for the tackle.
You know what has been one of the keys all day today, Dusty, and we've talked about each and every game, is running the football. And a nice job stepping up, and just no room to run there for Manukin, as it was Bladen Togiai, a name that we will call out time and time again tonight. The junior, number 34, he played last year a lot as a sophomore. We expect him to be big in stopping the run for Lehi.
It's 3rd down and 9, and now a penalty delay of game on Lehi. It'll be 3rd down and 14. Best crowd of the day today, Dane, the Skyridge Falcons.
Boy, the Orange faithful have shown up, huh? Here to cheer on their Falcons, and just the 2nd year of existence for this school, Dusty. But a lot of school pride. We did games down there last year. It's a new school, and a lot of people very proud of their Falcons and making the drive up here on a cold, chilly night to Rice-Eccles Stadium to cheer them on in their first state championship game ever.
Cooper to throw. Fires to the corner, and that ball's incomplete, intended for more. Lehi wanted a penalty. They're not getting one. Nice coverage on the play by Palmer, and it'll bring out the punting unit for Lehi.
It's a little ironic, isn't it? The play that Skyridge used time and time again on 3rd down last week, and who was in coverage? Palmer, the guy who ran the play time and time again last week, says, hey, I know this route. I've done this a time or two. All over Moore, and absolutely no chance of completing that one.
It is Palmer waiting, pressure on the kick, and they just got it away. Wobbling kick takes a Lehi bounce across the 50 and will come to rest at the 46-yard line, where we will welcome the Skyridge offense onto the field for the first time. Coming off of that come-from-behind win last week against Corner Canyon, the last time they took the field.
In that game last week, again, we talked about it in our pregame on Facebook Live, but Jaden Clemens, 13 of 22, 260, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And most importantly, he made plays when they needed him to make plays. 3rd down, trailing, whatever the situation, Clemens was huge in that semifinal victory.
First play of the game goes to Palmer, and he has stood up just a yard on the first down carry.
So that ball came out.
Didn't notice it came out. I thought it maybe reached it, and all of a sudden I saw Lehi players say they had the ball. And it's a gain of 1, and it's 2nd down and 9.
You'll see Skyridge run a lot of RPOs tonight, the run-pass option. That time, Satiu was at the bottom of the screen. He was throwing his hand up, look at me, look at me. It's going to be a play you see them run frequently tonight.
They'll run on 2nd down as well. Nothing there either. Nice job by the Lehi defense. A number of guys got in there. Lincoln Bunker helped clean up on the run, and it is now 3rd down and 8.
We talked in that pregame, Dusty, about resilience and hashtag next man up and hashtag resilience and basically every hashtag you could think of. Palmer didn't even play running back when the season started. Kind of got thrust in there after injuries, and he's been really good. But they would love to get him going as Ainsworth in the backfield now. He's been another back they've relied upon, Dusty, with all their injuries.
And I'm not sure which.
Back judge, so it's got to be a delay.
So both offenses now with delay game penalties, and it'll be 3rd down and 13.
Interesting that in our first quarter of the state championship game that the teams are nervous, huh? Who would have thought that?
Who'd have thunk it, right? Biggest games of these kids' lives thus far.
Yeah.
10 seconds on the play clock. We'll start looking at that a little closer. Ainsworth in the backfield with Clemens. 2-by-2 formation. Up him at the top of the screen. Just did get the play off in time. Pressure coming, and down goes Clemens. Saw this last week. Lehi able to put pressure on as Chase Anderson with the sack, and the punting unit will come on for the Falcons.
Really surprised that Anderson gets here, not because of Anderson, but on that delay of game penalty. The play went on for a little bit, and that same pressure came from the top, the backside of Clemens. It allowed him an opportunity to at least see that as the play was blown dead. Then on the 3rd and 13, they bring the same pressure. It gets to Clemens and drops him for a sack.
Getting pressure on this kick and just got it off. Now a flag on the play. We're going to have roughing, and not only that, Dane is going to be only 2 yards short of the first down marker, so it'll be 4th down and 2 for Skyridge if it is a personal foul penalty.
And this one will be. It'll also be on the Lehi side of the 50, Dusty. If I'm Coach Lehman, I'm thinking I might go for this.
So most people probably yelling at their monitor right now. They said running into the kicker. He said it's a personal foul. So it's a 15-yard penalty, but in high school football, the yardage has to equal the amount to gain for a first down. So they'll mark it off 15 yards, and it should be 4th down and 2.
Because of where this is going to be spotted?
Oh, they said running, so he said not a personal foul then.
Oh,
I thought he said personal foul.
I thought he did too. Got headsets on. We're a little muffled from the outside.
So they'll re-kick, and here's a nice line drive kick. It goes out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. And that is where Cam and Cooper will come out, but it's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 8:57 remaining in the opening quarter. No score in the 5A championship game.
Xfinity on Demand is providing coverage of tonight's game. Pause, rewind, and rewatch one of your favorite players and plays with Xfinity on Demand. Go to Xfinity on Demand, then go to Get Local, then choose CBT Sports. Tonight's game ball is being provided by Wilson. Wilson is the official ball of the Utah High School Activities Association Championships.
Welcome back into Rice Eccles Stadium. Second possession for Cameron Cooper and the Pioneers. This Falcon defense was sharp on its first possession. A lot to continue to be going against this offense. Cooper, quick set, fires, incomplete. Crossed up on the outside, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
3 receivers for Lehi, all in the same area. And Cooper looking to his left. I mean, look at this. I mean, the 2 run into each other and had a 3rd right behind them. Right now, Skyridge, they've shown a lot of man pressure here early on. Well, man coverage, and just not a lot of room when you're throwing into masses like that. It's tough to complete. That underneath stuff that worked so well last week for Lehi here in the first couple minutes has been defended pretty well by Skyridge.
Moody, the top of the screen, they go jet sweep, and not much there. And on the carry was Jackson Harward, and it'll be 3rd down and long for Lehi. Clayton Driggs in on the stop for the Falcons.
Right now, just not a lot of ways to attack this Skyridge defense. Cameron Cooper 0 for 3 in the game to start. Mnookin with a carry, just a yard, 2 on that sweep. Another 3rd and long for the Pioneers.
Mnookin now joins Cooper in the backfield. Going deep, he's got a man! Lays out, can't pull it in. Just did not get there, and that is Gentry Cox. Terrific effort. It's incomplete, 4th down, and the punting unit coming on for the 2nd time in the quarter.
Boy, he had a step, too. Wasn't sure if it was Ainsworth in coverage, maybe Peck, but he's got him. It was Jackson Peck. You have another look at this. He's got him beat by a yard, Dusty, and that's a pretty good throw. Now, I understand you're going to the ground. It's cold and wet. It would have been an impressive catch.
High snap and another pressure on a punt. Both punts, we've 2 of the 3 punts, and obviously we've got a re-punt. All of them having pressure on them, and that ball will be marked at the 48-yard line, and an opportunity here for the Skyridge offense. Terrific field position for the Falcons.
How about this? 2 drives for the Lehi Pioneers, and Cameron Cooper's 0 for 4. I mean, it's early, right? No need to push the panic button. It's okay. But, boy, that is not the start that Coach Larson and the Pioneer faithful hope for. Again, I mean, it is the coldest night of the year. I mean, we have had a pretty mild fall.
Yeah.
But we got to find a way to start getting some completions.
And a run up the middle, nothing doing. Bunch of Pioneers there to make the stop. And it'll be second down and long.
And you know, both teams had penalties on their first drive. They've both tried to run. These defenses, Dusty, have shown up to play. And we've talked a lot about the Skyridge defense, but this Lehi defense, it's really undervalued. I was really impressed with it last week in the semifinal win over Springville, after they got out of the first quarter.
Palmer in the backfield, going deep for Upham. And Nate Upham cannot pull it in. He almost caught it twice. Coverage on the play for Lehi was Keyshawn Rust. And it'll be third down and 8.
And I've seen Skyridge live a hole once, but this is exactly what Clemens did on that game-winning drive. Same play. A couple of throws just like that. Well, one just like that, another one that was thrown to the back boundary in the end zone. That's a catch that Upham made last week multiple times, and one he'll need to make here tonight.
2 receivers on each side for Clemens. Third and long, fires over the middle, and that ball is overthrown, incomplete. And it'll be fourth down, and the punting unit coming on once again for Skyridge.
Boy, he had Palmer too. Had him in between the linebacker and the safety. If he's able to get that ball, just too much on it. I mean, if he's able to drop that ball underneath, Palmer's got a lot of room to work with, especially coming to the near side of the field. But a throw by Clemens that he just misses, and it's another 3 and out for Skyridge.
Ackerman comes on to punt it away for the Falcons, and it is Cade Moore, the deadly wide receiver, hanging out in the waiting for this punt. The old fair catch at the 12. And they'll bring on Cade Cooper once again. But we got a timeout on the field. 7-10 remaining in the first quarter. 0-0 in the 5A championship.
Stats and standings are available at MaxRuns.com, the official stats partner of the UHSAA. Tonight's game is being streamed live online and will be available for replay at live.ksl.com.
Welcome back into Rice-Eccles Stadium. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. It's the third possession for the Pioneers. 2 3 and outs for Cameron Cooper in the high-powered Lehi offense. And Cooper yet to complete a ball here. Kind of surprised through the first 2 possessions. It is cold, as though the weather has gone away that we've seen most of today. And not only that, he has not completed on his first 5 pass attempts. That ball is incomplete to Cade Moore. It'll be second down and 10.
Both teams have had 2 possessions, Dusty. Trying to keep unofficial stats here. Combined 3 total yards.
Really?
Yeah.
And all runs by
net
Palmer.
0 for Skyridge, as we had a sack by Clemens, and then of course, or a sack on Clemens, and of course Lehi with the 3.
Staying in the empty set here for Cooper. Cameron going to throw, pressure coming, he takes off and gets across the 15, spun down at the 18-yard line, where it'll be third down and 4.
Offensive explosion here. That just tripled their yardage.
You know,
to have another look at this, and nice recognition by Cooper here. Able to see that lane open up, and you start to wonder if, you know, you always keep the eyes downfield as a quarterback, but you start to feel that pressure, you start to feel those holes opening. Wonder if the run of Cameron Cooper might be the way for Lehi to try to open up this stingy Skyridge defense.
And we have got another delay of game penalty. The third delay of game in the first quarter between these two teams. Back them up 5 yards. It'll remain third down. It's third down and 9.
Boy, just not the kind of start that you would expect. And I understand nerves, state championships.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's a big call.
First charge timeout. We'll take it with them. Timeout Pioneers. They avoid the delay of game penalty. 3rd and 4 when we come back in the 5A championship. Out of the timeout comes Cooper to the line. Cooper to the out. He's got Holker. Holker has the first down of the game to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 Pioneers.
And sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to get settled in. And a fantastic route ran this time by Holker. We said in our pregame he was likely to be the X factor today for Lehi. Go to all reliable. And Dallin Holker, a 10-yard out. Nice first down for Lehi.
Think about the Skyridge defense, Dane. The last 3 weeks, Crew Wakely, Zach Wilson, and now Cameron Cooper.
Yeah.
Talk about going through the gauntlet as here's Mnookin across the 40-yard line. First down at the 42.
And this is the guy that can really open things up. And you see just a stretch play, fantastic blocking down the field there by Hayden Erickson. And it's another big pickup. Back-to-back plays here, moving the sticks for Lehi, that offense. And that offensive line, more importantly, starting to get into the rhythm of this ball game.
Holker in the slot at the top of the screen. It'll be Mnookin on first down, and nothing doing for Mnookin. Knocked backwards. It was Talfa on the stop. And that young man had an outstanding game last week against Corner Canyon, including the interception on Zach Wilson, a one-handed stab last week. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, and a nice response here for Talfa and this Skyridge defense. We just mentioned back-to-back plays. Lehi maybe starting to feel confident. Talfa able to fill the hole. And nothing, well, they'll give a yard to Mnookin.
It's Holker in motion. Quick set for Cooper. Pressure coming. Cameron will take off. And he's shoved out of bounds. Nice job of coming up. Satui to come up and make the stop. Or Satiu, pardon me. And it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Once again, you see 1 read, 2 read, and now Cooper going to tuck it. Try to pick up yards with his feet. Good use of speed by Satiu. We saw him last week, that speed on the outside on the offensive end for Skyridge. This time paying off on the defensive end is no gain for Cameron Cooper.
3rd down and 9 for Cooper. Pressure coming. Fires, incomplete, intended for Moody. No flags on the play, so it'll bring out the punting unit once again for the Pioneers.
Caden Cole in coverage, but look at this pressure coming from the top of the screen. That's Togiai just laying into Cooper and makes him get rid of that ball a little quicker than he thought. I said Caden Cole, it was Eli Pulu. My apologies, number 27 in coverage for Skyridge. But that pressure from Togiai made Cooper get rid of it.
Unless it's a quick kick, Cooper staying on the field on 4th down and 9, and it is a quick kick without a returner back to try to pin him deep, and it rolls into the end zone. And it'll be First and 10 at the 20 for the Falcons.
Well, that one almost died at the 1. I mean, that was almost the best play of the ball game up to this point. And right now, field position becoming so important. I mean, you can just tell already yards are going to be tough to come by. These two defenses, Dusty, for all the talk about Cooper and Skyridge, their scoring, which has been great this season, the defenses are going to be the key. And really the better one's likely to be the one that walks away with a ring and a trophy.
Here's Palmer on first down out to the 24-yard line. Second down and 6 for the Falcons.
So we mentioned Mnookin, his big run, maybe that gets things going. Palmer is so big in this attack for Skyridge, and they've got to find a way to get 13 the ball and to get positive yardage up the field.
It'll be a miscommunication on that handoff. Man alive, they were just off the mark there. Nearly a costly mistake for the Falcons, and it's now third down and long.
Yeah, and that time Palmer runs right into Clemens, and you know, usually I'm one of those who it's like, well, you never quite know. Well, that one I think Palmer just didn't see him. Miscommunication ends up being costly, killing the play there for Skyridge. Fortunate they were able to jump back on it to keep possession.
3rd and 7. Clemens to Nate Upham. First down, and the first down for the Falcons.
Guess who? The man Nate Upham. And a fantastic job. It looks like Lehi, hey, he's trying. Lehigh defender's trying to get him out of bounds, and Lehi able to get that foot down. Look at this, trying to keep him up. That right foot just coming down in time. Nice job by Upham at the boundary.
Back to Palmer on the ground, and nothing doing. Outstanding job by the front of the Pioneers. As I'm not sure what the cheers are on that far side, but we now move inside at 3 minutes.
Six carries, 8 yards for Palmer. Lost it.
Lost the football, picked up by Bunker, and it's 1st and 10, Pioneers at the 40-yard line. Costly mistake there. They dodged a bullet moments ago, and this time it got them. Pioneer ball.
Boy, and this time it's good handoff. You see Palmer has it. Replay coming through, and he just runs into his own man. Oh, costly. His blocking up front was Alex Lafford, and not his fault. Palmer runs into him. That ball just squirts right out. Boy, a huge turnover here by the Falcons.
And the first plays on the other side of the 50-yard line for Lehi. Cooper. Pressure coming. Gets away from Taufa. Cooper now gets rid of it, and it's incomplete, intended for Moore.
Taufa. How about this rush? How about this back? Oh, just gets lit up by Taufa. And in fairness to Mnookin, Taufa's a big boy. I mean, but boy, he had no chance on that one. Nice job by Cooper, just able to get that ball away and avoid the loss as he nearly went down for the sack.
You got to credit Cameron Cooper. I mean, we talk about lots of things. He's a lot more agile than we give him credit for.
Yep. You think of him, oh, wazoo, he sits in the pocket and throws downfield all day. Well, he can do that too. He's athletic at the same time.
And the second timeout of the half for Lehi. 2:34 left in the first. Pioneers, 2nd down and 10 when we come back. So back out of the timeout, 2nd down and 10. Holker goes across the formation. Sets up a screen to Mnookin. It's read by Tongiai. Are they calling it incomplete pass? They are. Incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, you see this, the screen. Skyridge all over it. Is Togiai reading that one, but Mnookin never handled it cleanly. Nice shot by the officials to recognize that. And another 3rd and long. Dusty, this has been the story of the game. I mean, if we had a 3rd down play with inside of 5 yards to go, I can't think of one on either side.
We would have, but I think there was a penalty.
Yeah, yeah.
Trips to the near side, one receiver at the top of the screen. Is Cooper going to throw? Pressure again, and now a flag comes out, and that pass is incomplete. And it's 4th and 10, and we'll see if Coach Lehman decides to take the penalty here. Will be a hold against Lehi.
I think this is a tougher call than you think. The ball placed at the 40-yard line is too far for a field goal. I don't know if Lehi wants to punt, especially with their offensive weapons. But this time the hold, pretty easy to see. The left tackle pressure coming, and as Cooper rolls out, grabbed a handful of jersey. Official right there, able to see it. We'll watch. Bottom of the rush there, put on by Ross. The hold, official all over that one, and Skyridge declining the penalty here.
Yeah, Bridger Rhodes caught with his hands full of cloth. As Coach Larson, they quick kicked last time on a 4th down with Cooper.
I think I'd straight go for this. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the state. Threw for who knows how many yards. Over 50 touchdowns on the season.
Well, here we go. 4th down. It's Mnookin in the backfield. Cooper. Got it, man. Holker got it. 1st down inside the 25-yard line. That's why you take the hold, I think, right there. You take it all out of play. But it's 1st and 10 inside the 25.
This is what I was just saying, right? I mean, it makes that holding penalty really tough to decide. Nice protection. And again, Mnookin's getting eaten up on the outside, but he's able to hold his ground long enough to allow Holker to get down the field. And that's a beautifully placed throw by Cameron Cooper. Holker with his second reception on the day. Both catches going to Dallin Holker.
Here's Mnookin. And Carson keeps his feet driving. He's finally pulled back, and a lot of stuff happening at the end of plays, and officials are going to have to get on top of this. We got a flag on the play.
This has been the story of this ballgame. There's been a lot of late hits, a lot of John, a lot of contact and aggression post-whistle, and we have yet to have a penalty. We'll see if that changes here.
Yeah, you got to rein that in. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Half the distance to the goal, and it is a 1st down with the yardage.
And look, this is Togiai. He's trying to stand him up. He's trying to rip this ball loose. He won't do it. And, you know, right here, the play's dead. So blow the whistle. I mean, they let this thing go on for quite a while, and you allow this tug of war to progress. And then you're going to see right there, that shot right to the head. It's a pretty easy call for the officials. Multiple looking right at it.
So 1st and 10 at the 11. Cooper over the middle. Catch made. Moody bounces off one. No problem. It's Cade Moore. Touchdown. Lehi. Pioneers strike first.
Nice pocket for Moore. Again, an underneath throw. There's no such thing as a shoulder pad tackle. And linebackers and safeties have fallen into this trap of, oh, I'll just hit him. Wrap the ball carrier up, take him down. That time, because of the shoulder pad, able to bounce right off it, and Moore able to finish the play. Our first points of the state championship game going the way of Lehi.
Lehi gets on the board. 1:22 remaining in the first quarter. It's Pioneers 7, Skyridge nothing. You're watching the 5A championship game on live.ksl and deseretnews.com.
Also backing number 27, Eli Cooper.
Palmer back deep for this kickoff. It'll be taken by Palmer on a hop at the 8-yard line. Palmer, pardon me, that was it was Eli Pulu, pardon me. And it'll be good field position here for the Falcons, who've missed on some opportunities.
Yeah, nice blocking as you see Pulu. Boy, if he's able to get out of that tackle, he's maybe got nice blocking set up in front of him. But this is where Skyridge really needs a response. Lehi starting to get some confidence on the offensive side. Need to get some first downs. Right now, I've got Skyridge with only 20 total yards in this ball game.
Ainsworth now the deep back for Clemens. And Clemens pulls. He's got some room to run. And he's brought down a gain of 3 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 7. Lucky not to get a penalty there.
Yeah, almost a block in the back.
Fire out. That ball is backwards. Right? They're saying a complete pass, but
it was certainly close.
45 seconds left in the quarter.
Clemens just missed on a couple of his throws, Dusty. And, you know, in football, in today's game, if your quarterback isn't sharp, it's going to be a long night. Jaden Clemens has to find a way to settle in and find his rhythm here in the offense.
Pressure coming. Clemens going deep for Upham, and that ball is overthrown. And it's a nice defensive stand once again for Lehi, as the punting unit will come on again for Skyridge.
Keshawn Rust in the coverage there for Lehi, and maybe does just enough without doing too much. Standing in the way of Upham and not allowing him to really get down the field. The timing certainly off, and not enough to draw the penalty, but enough to disrupt. Nice defensive play by the Pioneers.
Gets off a nice punt, wobbling kick, taking on a fair catch at the 22-yard line. And it will be a 78-yard field ahead of Lehi coming off that touchdown drive. 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and Dana, it seemed like that last drive, obviously, it was short field, but that 4th down seemed to spark this Lehi offense.
Well, I think that and the penalty, right? I mean, those two put together, and the penalty kind of shortened things up, but sometimes, Dusty, you know, you get that irritant under your skin, and it just encourages you to pick it up a notch. And I think it's going to be interesting to see Lehi, their response here on this drive.
Here's Manukin, and Carson gets a gain of 7, maybe 8 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and short.
And now we start to see, you know, back to Manukin. You know, Skyridge has done a good job on him up to this point. He had the one big carry, but look at that, blocking out in front of him. Fantastic job, and then lowering the shoulder, not afraid to take a hit. As again, we have a wrestling match, this one going out of bounds.
Got to get control of this stuff. Cooper fires that ball. Actually, we have a penalty before the play. And it looks like an offside against Skyridge. Not the start that Palmer wanted in this ball game. He is a key component, if not the X factor in this game for Skyridge. And right now, things are just not going his way.
I mean, unofficially, you know, I'm not keeping defensive, offensive. 7 carries, 15 yards, 2 fumbles. Tough start. Tough start for Alex Palmer.
Cooper has pressure, gets away, fires. That ball is incomplete and in the hands of Moody. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know, if there's one thing that Skyridge has done time and time again tonight in the first quarter, has been pressure on Cameron Cooper. Now, he's been able to get around it. You've seen him get outside the pocket, extend the play. But boy, if they can start wrapping him up, that'll be a real game changer for this Skyridge defense, because right now this Lehi offensive front is struggling to deal with the pressure and with the rush that Skyridge is able to bring.
Manukin in the backfield and the pistol behind Cooper. It'll be Mnookin. And it'll be a gain of 2, and most likely the final play of the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Lehi, and that will do it for the first quarter. 12 minutes into the books. It's 1 score for Lehi, nothing for Skyridge. You are watching the 5A State Championship on live.ksl and deseretnews.com. Welcome back into Rice-Eccles Stadium for the beginning of the second quarter. It is 3rd down and 8 for the Lehi Pioneers, and they lead 7-0. They took advantage of a Skyridge turnover in the first quarter to get their first score. Cooper fires deep. He's got a man just overthrown. That pass intended for Holker. And it'll be 4th down and 8. The punting unit will come on for Lehi.
Pretty good wind here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, going from the left to the right on the screen, and not sure if that ball got caught up in it. It was a good read by Cooper. There's no safety help over the top. If he's able to drop that ball underneath the coverage, there's a whole lot of field in front of it. But that ball is a little too much behind it, and it falls to the turf incomplete.
Palmer waiting on this punt around the 28-yard line. Again, get some decent pressure on this kick, and it's going to take a Skyridge bounce back toward the 45-yard line. It'll be downed at the 44. So nice field position once again for Skyridge. And the one thing they have won tonight, Dane, it has been the field position battle, but they just haven't been yet to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, and right now going to be going into the wind. And if you're Jaden Clemens, unofficially 1 of 6, 9 yards. I mean, I don't know how you get him in the field. Maybe a screen or two, maybe, dump off into the flat. You've got to do something. I mean, even that last drive, Dusty, it looked like it should have been a lateral. It goes uncalled. They got to do something to help their quarterback get in a better rhythm here tonight.
It's a TU on the fly sweep. They fake it, and as Clemens getting popped it around midfield. Nice gain on first down, a gain of 6. Actually, call it 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe you just got to get the blood flowing. So let's get the ball in his hand. Let's let him make some plays and get the blood pumping, right? Get him warm.
And it is a give on first down, or pardon me, 2nd down is a first down carry inside the 45-yard line. And it was Palmer on the carry, maybe get him going as well. And it is 1st and 10 at the 43.
Is that their first down? I'm thinking it is.
Their second. Upham had a catch for a first
down. That's right, that's right.
That was the 9-yard completion.
Yep.
Pitch out to Palmer on the speed out. And Palmer has the edge but is run out of bounds. It's a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. And so it'll be second down and long.
A little bit of hesitation. You see that there? And what does it do? It sucks Lehi up and maybe creates a little more space for Palmer. Now, it's a nice job by Lincoln Bunker staying home to limit the gain. But that hesitation on the pitch by Clemens maybe opens up a little more space for Palmer.
2nd and 8. Palmer, nothing doing. Outstanding job on the edge, holding his edge and making the stop is Jacob Vasquez. And it is a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that time, Andre Yoakum, number 75, he's leading the way. Look, cut inside of him, go behind Yoakum. Instead, he tries to get around it. He's basically running right into the coverage of Jacob Vasquez. If you come underneath the pole, you maybe have a lane to get up the field.
Third down and 10. Clemens. Bunker coming. Bunker got him. Lincoln Bunker with the sack at the 49-yard line. And it is 4th down and a long ways to go.
Boy, and they bring in Ainsworth, and you see him. I'm thinking this is a great call because he's a bigger back, can handle that rush, and Bunker just one hit around him and taken down Clemens for the sack. And another Skyridge drive that just doesn't quite get off the ground, Dusty.
Missed opportunities here for the Falcons in the first half. Line drive kick. Moore lets it roll, and it bounces back toward the 20-yard line. It'll be down at the 20. And again, we will see Cameron Cooper and the offense. And Dane, different than the first 2 games we've seen today, but we'll talk about that when we come back. Timeout on the field, timeout up here. 9:09 left in the half. 7-0 Lehi in the 5A championship. Out of the timeout, here comes Cooper and the Pioneers. Cameron fires to Holker, who makes the grab at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, Lehi.
Good quarterbacks just make it look easier, Dusty. I mean, this is a really tough throw. It's good coverage on the play. Holker gets behind the sticks again, and Cooper just throws it right to him. I mean, it's not easy. You're on the run. Coverage is there. This is why this kid's going to go play in Pac-12 stadiums next season.
Quick set again to Holker. It goes through his hands into the hands of the receiver behind him, and it's first hit. The ball is loose, so they're going to call him down and give him the football. And now a penalty flag. I don't understand the flag there. Are they going to mark him down? And that is Gentry Cox, who makes the reception after it goes through the hands of Holker. I don't understand the penalty flag.
Yeah, this is...
I'm trying to understand the penalty.
Yeah, I don't quite understand this one. You see, the tackle made, the ball comes out. Looks like, I mean, it's still loose. Oh, there it is. Maybe diving on top of the Lehi. I don't know.
But if he thinks the ball's loose.
Yeah, I'm just going to quit guessing.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes it's better that way.
things that make you go, But fire, that ball goes through the hands of Moore, nearly intercepted. Nice defense there by Pulu.
And this is where, if you're Skyridge, you've got to really focus in defensively. I mean, just give up a big play. It's a little fluky. It's through the hands of the intended receiver, right? You get a personal foul penalty after the play. Got to kick all that out of your mind. I mean, you just got to settle back into this ball game. You can't let this snowball because this is in a dangerous situation of getting away.
2nd down and 10. We go reverse with Holker. Looks like he's going to throw. He is to Cade Moore. Underthrown and nearly intercepted once again. Pulu there on the coverage. It falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for Lehi. That should have been the 3rd turnover in 3 plays.
Well, and I was looking immediately to the officials, wondering if they were going to call a pass interference. I wouldn't have in this situation.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice job by Pulu, trying to play the ball. Staying home, staying with his receiver. He turns around, he's going underneath. I mean, I'm just waiting for that upper official to throw it, but nice job there of recognizing the play and Pulu all over that defensively.
3rd and 10 now for the Pioneers. A give to Mnookin. And Carson powers his way to the 26-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 4 as Taufa makes the stop. And they went for it on 4th down earlier. Why not here?
Yeah, I would think they would, Dusty. It's an offense under Coach Larson where, hey, we're rolling, right? Every play, we're going for it. And wind at the back, it won't matter.
Well, that's a 6-yard difference.
Yeah.
Cooper got his man. That ball's incomplete. Intended for Holker, and it's a turnover on downs. Skyridge football.
Satiu there in coverage, and maybe a little push in the back, but I think it's timed. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Again, they're running that little out, and you see the ball there. There's the little hands. Nothing too aggressive. Was already going to the floor. Holker was diving to make that catch. A couple Lehi fans were jeering at the officials. I think that one, another good defensive play made by Skyridge, and a nice stop by this Skyridge defense, especially after the happenings of that drive.
Yeah, they needed that stop. Somehow, some way, Skyridge has got to find some offense, consistent offense, let's put it that way. Nice pull, fire to the sideline. That ball is incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Boy, and all sorts of options on this play. I actually thought Clemens could run it. You see, this is another RPO. There is all sorts of room down here to the bottom. Oh, and then comes in Mr. Lincoln Bunker and proves me wrong. Thanks, Lincoln.
Thank you for doing your job. 2nd down and 10. And it's Palmer loses the football. Comes popping out of there, and it is Lehi football. Recovered by Jeremy Hansman.
Never had it.
You think Clemens has got to make a decision there, right?
Yeah, I think a little stuck in the middle, right? And this is the risk in some of these RPOs and these zone reads that you see nowadays, and every now and again that happens, and a little tentative. And I think that right now this Lehi defense, I don't know if Skyridge expected Lehi to be as good defensively as they are. I know I was under the same kind of surprise last week, and I think it's making Clemens overthink things a little bit.
Here comes Mnookin. And Carson gets a terrific gain on 1st down. And it is to the 21-yard line. Gain of 6.
Boy, had a hands to the face there that didn't go called either. Nice run. This Lehi offense, I know they got stopped on 4th down last time, but they're starting to find success, Dusty. And if they can get that run game going, ooh, baby.
And they'll stay with Mnookin on 2nd down, and the ball is loose.
I thought he was down.
Tongiai comes up. He's frustrated. He thought it was a fumble. No signal. So down at the 19-yard line, it's 3rd down and 2.
The good news there for Tongiai was that they didn't flag him for a personal foul.
For going after a ball.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So
I'm normally all for personal fouls and late hits, but I didn't hear the whistle. There was no stopping.
No, I agree.
3rd and 2. Imagine it's 2-down territory. Cooper. Pressure comes. Cameron still scrambling. He's going to get it up his legs. He's got more to the 5. Touchdown, Cameron Cooper.
We mentioned one of the better quarterbacks in the state, and he tells you why right here. I mean, pressure coming, able to get around it. I mean, he makes this entire Skyridge defense just miss. And a couple of them going over friendly fire. Cooper able to get back inside. Literally every level of defender had a chance at Cameron Cooper on that play, and none of them could make it.
And the extra point is good. So many people try to make different comparisons to Cameron Cooper. Here's the right one. Kenny Stabler. He is the snake, the great Oakland Raider quarterback, also number 12 left-handed. But it is 14-0, 6:06 remaining in the first half. 5A championship game. It's all Lehi. Skyridge getting the ball back when we come back.
Attention, 5A academic all-stakers. This is the final call for you to report to the southwest corner of the field for your halftime ceremonies. 5A academic all-stakers, please report now to the southwest corner of the field.
Welcome back inside of Rice-Eccles Stadium. 5A championship game. It is Lehi 14, Skyridge 0. And Dane, the Lehi offense, now the last couple possessions, more and more figured out. And for Skyridge, they got to get going. Now, remember, last week in the second quarter, we thought maybe it was over. It was 26-7. Skyridge scored right before the end of the half, and that game changed.
That's just what I was going to say. Skyridge fans are home rolling their eyes at me because I'm talking about this game getting away, and they're like, Dane, don't you remember a week ago? 26-7, brah. And fair point.
Come on, broski. That ball goes into the end zone. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where Skyridge's ultimate weapon is Alex Palmer, and it has been a have to forget for Palmer, but there's plenty out there for Clemens and the Falcons.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe shift the formation here a little bit. Maybe you bring in Ainsworth to try to run the football, and you move Palmer back out into a route, slot receiver, maybe on the outside. I mean, right now he's fumbling too much. And, not all of them are on him, but you can't give teams extra possessions. And right now you've got to find a way to have some positive success without turning the ball over.
Here comes Ainsworth, and the big fella pulls the guys a couple of yards as he was initially met by Vasquez, but able to get 3 yards on first down.
And the interesting thing here is that last week it was Ainsworth that had the fumbles against Corner Canyon, and Palmer came in and kind of took over, saw him get the majority of those carries late in that ball game. It's a bit of a role reversal here this week.
And again, Ainsworth has found a seam. Big fella across the 35 to the 39-yard line. Mark him at the 38. 1st and 10, Falcons.
Dusty, you're in the business of comparisons, and I know he wasn't a Raider, but you made the comparison last week to him being like Mike Allstott, and you just look at him, and boy, you put in one of those neck bumpers, and I love this kid. I mean, he looks just like Allstott from Tampa Bay. Really, really good, big, physical tailback for the Skyridge Falcons.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 5:28 left as they tend to an injured player. We'll be right back. Jeremy Hansman being helped off the field. Not sure he's grabbing his lower back there, but it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Skyridge Falcons. And to kind of finish your thought, I talked about Mike Allstott. Now, he should have been a Raider, and he was a Pirate, just the wrong one. And they go back to Ainsworth. And the big fella gets a few yards on 1st down. Nice job across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
You know, Dusty, Allstott at least played for a future Raider coach. No, former Raider coach. So he probably learned, Gruden probably learned everything he needed to coach Allstott in Oakland. So in fairness, he's kind of a Raider.
In so facto, that's why I loved him. Clemens fires to the outside on that RPO, and here comes Satiu. Inside the 35, and Satiu blasted down at the 30. There's a big play that they needed. 1st and 10, Skyridge.
Welcome to the nightmare that is the Skyridge offense. This is an RPO once again, and Clemens holds on to this ball for a long time, and the entire Lehi defense is banking on that last moment. Gets it out to Satiu, and a beautiful run after the catch, making half this Lehi defense miss.
Back to Ainsworth. Ainsworth again, 4 yards on 1st down to the 31-yard line, 2nd down and 6.
One of the things I love about Ainsworth, look, he's big, right? He's bigger than Palmer, but both hands are on the ball. Every time he goes through the hole, both hands are on it. It's covered, 4 or 5 points of contact. I mean, it is tough to rip it out of his hands.
RPO, Clemens rolling near side, got rid of the ball. Bunker blasts him. That ball is incomplete, intended for Upham. Skipped it to him, and it's 3rd down and 6.
One of those where the initial read isn't there. And now being flushed to his left side, boy, hard to make this throw. Dusty rolling away from it. Takes a big hit right in the leg. Boy, got to be careful on those. That's a knee away from being a real bad situation for your junior quarterback.
3rd down and 6. Upham at the bottom of the screen. Got plenty of time. Fires. That pass is complete for the 1st down. Satiu to the 10. And it is 1st and goal for the Falcons.
We talk a lot about Samuels and Upham, and for good reason. They were some of the leading receivers last week, but Satiu had a quiet game. But you could tell that he was a kid that could really make some plays last week in that semifinal. And today, he's got a number of receptions here. Excuse me, that was not Satiu.
That was Samuels to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Samuels. And it'll be 2nd down and 10, or 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line.
Well, I'll continue that thought. Samuels is the leading receiver for this Skyridge Falcon offense. And so nice of them to get him engaged. He has to have a big impact. We talked about Palmer struggling. They've got to find a way to get Colby Samuels engaged in this offense.
Check with the sideline and 2nd and 10. 3:37 left in the half. And it'll be read pass. Satiu on the outside. Make a man miss. No, he won't. Nice job of holding his ground. Terrific job by Keyshawn Rust. He holds his ground and allows his defense to come from the inside to come make the stop.
Sometimes you just got to get upfield when you have the chance. And right now, Satiu trying to hold on to this, trying to make something happen. You see that RPO. It's a nice catch. Okay, now get up the field. A lot of dancing here, trying to create a lane. Just lower your shoulder and go.
Might have been missed because they ran the ball. There's a lane there for Ainsworth. But it's now 3rd and goal from the 11. Clemens overthrows Upham, and it's now 4th and goal for Skyridge.
Boy, and another throw that I think just gets away from Clemens. I mean, he's got single coverage. It's Keyshawn Rust on Upham. Throw this to the back corner of the end zone. The wind is coming into the throw, and this one just too much on it. Too much steam. No chance for Upham to go make that catch.
Connor Harris on for the field goal attempt. It'll be 28 yards. Good snap, plenty of leg, and it is good. First points of the ball game on the board for Skyridge. 2:43 remaining in that first half. Skyridge gets on the board. Pioneers lead 14-3 in the 5A championship.
Back for the Pioneers, number 11, Kate Moore, number 17, Jackson Harwood.
Harris on to kick it away. It'll be taken on a hop by Moore at the 5. Moore's got plenty of room to the far side of the field if he can get there. Moore across the 35. Nice return by Cade Moore. Oh, pardon me, that was Jackson Harwood. Man, 11-17. Harwood, nice return.
It was, and they had that blocking set up on that far side. Boy, what a block right there on the left side of your screen. Shoulder, completely legal. But boy, nice return by Lehi. Good response. 2:34 left. Can this offense go down and get points before the half? Skyridge gets the ball to start the second.
Starting off at the 37-yard line for Cameron Cooper. Plenty of time. Cooper going to Holker. Incomplete. Flag comes out. Got to turn around. Get that hat around to make it not so easy to call. Satiu is going to get called for pass interference.
Well, and so many times you see quarterbacks these day and age, throw back shoulder or throw into the defender, banking on the defender not getting around. And it's exactly what happens. This ball a little bit underthrown. Defender never turns around. I mean, this is a real easy call for the official to make right there.
And the reason the hat around thing, it's not the face guarding. Just sell the fact you're looking for the football.
Exactly.
And it makes it easier, the contact's there because you're looking back.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Dallin Holker and you're trying to get through a defender, I mean, unless that defender's making a play, that's going to be a flag every time.
Cooper quick out, and Holker makes the grab and has a pretty good gain on first down. It'll be second down and short at the 40-yard line.
This is the versatility of Dallin Holker. Look, I mean, they're running him 40 yards down the field. They're giving him little 5-yard outs. This kid is a big target, and he is really difficult to match up with. Springville, one of the better defenses, learned that last week. Skyridge is learning it tonight.
Moore at the bottom of the screen. And mishandled the snap does Cooper. And that is fortunate for Skyridge.
See, Cooper never really had a shot, and that entire defensive line for Skyridge able to get back and force Cooper to just jump on it.
Third down and 9 now for the Pioneers. Holker and Moore to the near side. Cooper, pressure comes, down goes Cameron Cooper. A rare sack of Cooper. Nice job of getting back there and getting him is Charles Ross.
Boy, and he had Manukin leaking out. Look at the top. Manukin open, could never find him. And once again, wrapped up by Ross and Taufa there as well.
Skyridge takes a timeout. There'll be 1:37 left. Timeout. Falcons will take it with them. Falcons should be getting the ball back. 14-3 in the 5A championship. Cooper comes out. We saw the quick kick earlier. Nobody back deep, and that's why you do this. Cooper gets a nice boot into it. And it'll take a nice roll toward the 10-yard line. And we'll see where they mark it here as Moody goes down and get it. Mark it at the 15. It's 85 yards to go in a minute and a half.
There's not an offense I know of that seeks to turn the ball over. But right now, it is really important the Skyridge does not turn the ball over. I mean, this is you have an opportunity. You go in the locker room, trailing here by 11 points, you get the ball to come out with. I mean, if this is any bigger of a deficit, it's going to be a disaster for the Falcons.
Here's Clemens. He's going deep, looking for Upham, and he can't haul it in. Nice effort by Upham. Couldn't get to it. Tried to go through Krum Vieta, and he couldn't get to the football.
Boy, Upham almost makes an impressive grab here. Maybe contending for catch of the year if he's able to pull this down over the helmet. Safety able to get back for Lehi over street there.
Of course, Malik. I almost said Malik. I did say Malik. But I had Krum Vieta there.
Oh, my bad. 1 and 7.
Fires, and Samuels was never looking for that ball. That was thrown to the comeback route. Samuels cut that ball inside, or route inside, and it's incomplete.
There, it was over street in coverage on Samuels. And you're right, again, a miscommunication. And that's kind of been the name of the game tonight for this Skyridge passing game. There's a couple times where when the receivers have been on the right page, it seems as though Clemens hasn't been able to hit them, and a couple times where they haven't been on the same page.
Going to throw. Goes to Palmer. That ball's behind him, and quick 3 and out. Defense came up big. Offense comes out 3 and out, and the punting unit will come on.
Lehi has 1 timeout, and Skyridge didn't run the ball once. Unofficially, 99 total yards for the Falcons, and only 51 of those in the air. To me, I'm running the football, I'm getting to the locker room. And if you bust one, fantastic. But to go 3 and out and to give Lehi the ball back likely on your own end of the 50 with a minute left to play, look out.
Pressure on the kick, and it'll be you got to let this thing roll. It takes a Lehi dead stop at the 48-yard line. 59 seconds left in the half. Plenty of time here for Cam and Cooper to go 48 yards.
Yeah, this is where the defense for Skyridge needs to step up and make one more big stop, really. I mean, 14-3, very different than 21-3. And I know that Skyridge came back from that game last week against Corner Canyon. But I told you, this one has a little bit of a different feel to it than that game did. Certainly some issues that Skyridge has to try to get ironed out in the locker room at the half, but this defense, if they could come up with a stop, keep points off the board here, it'd go a long way to help him.
Going to go tunnel screen to Moore. He slips one tackle. He won't slip another. See if Coach Larson goes to the timeout here. No, they're going to keep her and get up to the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to roll. Moody at the top of the screen. It's Holker and Moore at the bottom. Going to look to Moody. Nobody out there covering him. Moody gets out of bounds inside the 30-yard line at the 29. There is no defender over Moody.
Just an absolute breakdown, Dusty. Moody, we mentioned him in our pregame, one of the real great receivers last week. They've gone Holker, Holker, Holker. This time no one covers 14 all alone. And Skyridge, fortunate that one just goes for 19, Dusty. That could have been a lot worse.
.35 seconds left. Cooper. Pressure coming. He's going to take off. Gets rid of it. Moore makes a grab for the first down near the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 13.
You know the thing you got to love here if you're a Lehi fan as well? Every one of these throws is beyond the first down marker.
Spikes it. Official game clock's got that 21 seconds. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Husbanding that last timeout. with 21 seconds left.
Yeah, because right now, your playbook's completely open. If the coverage is there and Cooper wants to run it, he can run it. He doesn't have to worry about the clock running because you've got that timeout still in your pocket. Every one of those plays for Lehi, beyond the sticks, stops the clock. Fantastic execution by the Lehi Pioneers here to close out the half.
It's Moore at the top of the screen. Holker, the nearest receiver to Cameron Cooper. 3 seconds on the play clock. Fires looking for Moore. Palmer there. Nice defense. Knocks that ball away. And it is third down and 10.
Boy, we've talked about Palmer, and offensively it's been a tough half. This is a fantastic play. He's had a couple real nice defensive plays. Look at him get that hand up. You see those arms go up for the receiver? As the defender, you throw your arm up right between them. Palmer does it and able to break it up. That's a big play.
Oh, we got a legal motion, and Skyridge accepts the penalty. So it remains second down, backs him up, because right now you're working against the clock, not necessarily down in yardage.
Yep.
Second and 15 now at the 18-yard line. Moore and Holker at the top of the screen. Cooper over the middle to Holker. Slides down to make the catch, and it should be a first down.
I think it is.
And they're at the 3-yard line where we need to get to, so it's first and goal now, 9 seconds left. And now Lehi takes a timeout.
Interesting. I think I would have let this one go.
Timeout Lehi, 9 seconds left. We'll be right back at the 5A championship. Nine seconds left in the half. First and goal from the 3-yard line. Cooper looking for Holker. Touchdown, Pioneers!
A nice route, a nice read, good throw, and that's easy points for Lehi. You know, we were talking between the break because I can't speak English. I'm too cold. And I don't know that I would have called the timeout there. But Coach Larson did, got the right play in, able to execute it. And we just mentioned, Dusty, not long ago, 21-3 versus 14-3. That's a big touchdown to close out the half for Lehi.
21-3 Lehi. And Skyridge got a lot of soul searching to do at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get official stats at the break, Dusty. But, I mean, I mentioned this not long ago, right? 3 of 16 for Clemens, 51 yards. Alex Palmer, 10 carries, 21 yards. Peyton Ainsworth really didn't have a carry until a couple minutes ago. 4 carries, 26 yards. He's been the best offense. But, boy, the turnovers have just been killer. The fumbles have not helped things. And, boy, if you're Skyridge, there's a lot of things to be sorted out in the upcoming 20 minutes.
Lehi is bumping on that far side of the field. We had 2 good crowds here tonight, Dean. I begged and begged and begged for people to show up. It's freezing cold, and we have 2 very solid crowds.
Probably the best crowds of the day, don't you think?
Easily. Granted, the best weather of the day, as that ball goes out of bounds before the goal line. That should come out to the 35-yard line. There we go. So, illegal procedure against Lehi. It'll put the ball to 35.
5 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Really, you don't have an opportunity to stop the clock unless you throw something underneath the first down chain, the first down stick, right? So you really kind of have one opportunity to go big, or maybe an opportunity to go small and then go big after that. But Skyridge, interesting, they're going to have them re-kick this.
I feel like maybe they have a return on. They feel like they can get, or feel better about a lack of a fumble and scoop and score. But I mean, I kind of like the ball at the 35-yard line of my offense.
I think that would have been my choice, Dusty, but no one pays me to make that decision. And it's probably fortunate for them, to be completely honest.
Billy Bean, I told you about the story you talked about having that phone. We don't have that phone that allows us to say anything.
Yeah.
As Palmer will be waiting around the 5-yard line for this kick. Good foot into it, and it'll be taken at the 5. There's a seam there, and that will do it for the half. We head to locker rooms, and it is all Pioneers in the battle for Lehi City. 21-3, halftime of the 5A championship game on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com.
Each year, the Utah High School Activities Association sponsors an academic all-state team to recognize those young men who have excelled in the classroom as well as on the field. The Deseret News has joined with the UHSAA as title sponsor for this prestigious award. Representing Les Schwab Tire Centers is Juan Ramirez from Holiday and Jared Burlington from Riverton. Representing the Utah High School Activities Association, Executive Director Rob Cuff, Assistant Director Brennan Jackson, and from Wasatch High School, Ryan Bishop. On the Executive Committee, will present the awards to these outstanding scholar athletes. Our recipients include McCoy Dietrichson of Alta, Spencer Jorgensen of Bonneville, James Matson of Bonneville, Brock Hardy of Box Elder, Chase Quayle of Box Elder, Zachary Larson of Brighton, Michael Petty of Corker Canyon, Blair Fairbanks of Lehi, Kevin Welsh of Lehi, Branson Blood of Maple Mountain, Marcus Eric Strobel of Wasatch, and Joshua Larson of Woods Cross. You might be interested to know that the combined grade point average of this team is 4.0. Would you join the UHSAA and the Deseret News in congratulating these young men with a warm round of applause? Congratulations. And now, please welcome the Lehi drill team as they perform their hip-hop routine as they come out of the field. Please welcome the Skyridge varsity cheerleaders. They'll be performing their award-winning power routine choreographed by Sierra Stanley. Falcon cheerleaders are led by Captain Zoe Curtis, Melissa Belknap, and Pete Carlson, coached by Sierra Stanley and Darcy Pierce. Jerseys from Lehi, we have Dallin and Brennan. And representing Skyridge in the blue jerseys, Zach and Ben. Each team will start at the 50-yard line, defending and pass as far as they can to set themselves up for a field goal attempt. The first team to make a field goal wins. Each lucky winner will receive a $25 Visa gift card and $20 Megaplex movie card, courtesy of America First Credit Union. So get ready, get set, and go. In the blue jerseys from Skyridge, Zach and Ben, and from Lehi in the white jerseys, Dallin and Brennan. Thanks for participating in the America First Credit Union Come Pass and Kick Challenge. America First Credit Union, where numbers come first. University of Utah Health believes that there's only one you. Be treated that way. And we would like to recognize one incredible individual who lives this motto every day. Cole Cooper, a lifetime pioneer, graduating from Lehi High School as a multi-football and sport letterman, has been and had a strong influence on Lehi community and Lehi football. Cole organized the largest youth football program in the state and currently serves on the football
Welcome back into Rice Eccles Stadium. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart. 21-3 the lead for Lehi at the half. And Dane, it's going to be Skyridge football when we come back, and this offense has yet to get off the ground. They had one nice drive, unable to finish in the end zone and get their 3 points.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that to me is really kind of standing out has been the struggle running the football. Jaden Clemens, 4 rushes, 0 net yards. Alex Palmer, 10 carries, 21 yards, couple fumbles. Peyton Ainsworth, we mentioned they never really looked to him till late in that first half. 4 carries, 26 yards. They've got to find a way to establish the ground game, if for nothing else, to keep this Lehi offense off the field, because Lehi right now offensively, Dusty, they're clicking. I mean, they have found their rhythm. They are feeling it. The offensive line is doing a great job. Receivers are making impressive catches. Cooper's delivering the ball. Right now, this Lehi offense, I mean, it's going to be tough to shut them out. Skyridge offensively needs to start getting points on the board to try to claw back in this ball game, because I don't think we're going to see Lehi take the foot off the pedal for a while.
Nothing else. You got a good-sized crowd on hand. I'd like to see them get a little excitement in their life. And this kick will be returned. And there's a seam out across the 30-yard line, and then tackled from behind on the return, Eli Pulu. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 33.
It's a nice return, and look, they almost had that reverse set up. I think trying to maybe show that look, maybe give Lehi a second guess or two. But, I mean, this is the point right now for Skyridge, where they've got to find a way to find some more success. We've seen them go the RPO route. It's led to some nice gains. We'll see what they do here to start the second half.
Quick throw, and that pass incomplete, intended for Samuels. Started with Ainsworth in the backfield, not Palmer, who's had a tough first half. And Ainsworth was able to get something going on the ground as Palmer is in the slot near side with Samuels. It's Satiu and up him at the top.
And Palmer spent more time as a wide receiver this year. He only moved to the backfield because of the injury.
Bad snap, and it's taken by Lehi. Going the other way, inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Picking up the football and going the other way was number 78, Hayden Erickson.
Dusty, I'm so confused. Is this a fumble or an interception? I'm teasing. That ball never touches the ground. How about Hayden Erickson able to gather that one out of the air? You look, I mean, tries to one-hand it, does Clemens, but couldn't bring it in, and he makes a touchdown saving, just holding on to the arm of Erickson. But what a nice play made by Lehi's big defensive lineman, the senior, Hayden Erickson, forcing the turnover on the first possession for Skyridge, and it continues to be that kind of night for the Falcons and that kind of night for the Pioneers.
Out comes Cooper in the offense. Cameron, plenty of time. Now it's running out, coming near side, looking for Holker. Fires to the end zone. That ball is incomplete. Intended for Moore.
Boy, and tonight Cooper's been so good. That time he had Kyler Welsh open right over the middle. The senior tight end, number 44. No one around him. And Cooper looked away from him. You see, he started in the middle, and then he looks to the boundary. Able to get a second opportunity to the end zone right here, and that ball just a little behind the intended target. That's actually the penalty there, saying that the receiver ran out of bounds, and I thought I saw him take a step out of bounds in the end zone. Officials seeing that, calling it. 5-yard penalty on the play.
Didn't see the penalty flag, but it is going to be 1st and 15 after the penalty, so replay first down. As Manukin will join Cooper in the backfield. Cooper has the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, falls incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 15.
Nice job by Skyridge defensively. This defense really, they haven't done a bad job, Dusty. 185 yards at the half for Lehi. 128 of those in the air, and that's typically what Lehi does in terms of the air attack. But if you're a D lineman, get the hand up there. Try to bat some of these balls down. We see Lehi, a lot of the throws, again, in that inside of 15-yard range, so they're typically going to be a little lower. If you're a lineman, get it up, bat the ball down.
Cooper. Time running out, but staying alive. Cameron taking off to the 10, to the 5, spins off a tackle. Cooper inside the 5. The ball is loose. And I think Cooper got it back.
Yeah, he did.
Very fortunate to get it back.
Another play here where you see Cooper just seeing that he has some space, and Manukin trying to stand in there. There's enough to create room up the sideline. Cooper just trying to stretch forward, and well, that ball maybe never did come out. He might have had that the entire way.
3rd down and short. And it's a 1st down carry for Lincoln Bunker. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And an opportunity for Lehi to really kind of put this game away. Bunker with the carry, taking it inside the 5, will set up a 1st and goal. 4 tries for Lehi coming up.
Bunker remains the deep back behind Cooper, and it is Bunker on 1st down. Hit immediately and then dropped. Standing there with open arms was number 24, Caden Cole.
A fantastic job by Cole, staying home, allowing the play to come to him. Remains true, typically low man wins. Cole able to go down and stuff Bunker right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Be Moody at the top of the screen, more near side. Welsh in the slot, and it's also Holker at the slot at the top of the screen. Cooper over the middle, wide open man, touchdown, Pioneers. Kyler Welsh with the touchdown, and now a commanding 27-3 lead, point after coming up.
I mentioned just a couple plays ago that Cooper had number 44 over the middle, just missed him. That time, no miss. Easy read for Cooper, wide open, no one covers him. And it is Lehi taking that commanding lead.
And the point after is good. 10-18 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It is Lehi 28, Skyridge 3. You're watching the 5A championship on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com.
Get your UHSAA High School 5A championship action on both KJAS and KNYU. This made possible by American Coast Credit Union and University of Utah Athletics. Xfinity on Demand is providing coverage of tonight's game. Pause, rewind, and rewatch all of your favorite players and plays with Xfinity on Demand. Go to Xfinity on Demand, then go to Get Local, then choose CBT Sports. Back for the Wildcats, number 13, Paul, number 27, Fuller. Kicking off is Pizarro for the Pioneers.
Welcome back in. It is all Pioneers, 28-3. Here in the 5A championship game, Dusty Litzter and Dane Stewart with you. And, you know, Skyridge got the ball to start the half. Thought, all right, go down and score, get things going. But just as luck has had it for them tonight. Just a disastrous snap. Lehi turns the turnover into 7 points, and it's 28-3. And Skyridge, who came back down 26-7
Yep.
in the semis. I mean, they got some work to do. This ball's going to be blasted into the end zone or bring it out to the 20-yard line.
You know, and typically there's a saying, you know, in big games, your best players have to play their best games, right? And Skyridge's best players have not played their best game. And it's a bad time to have a bad night if you're the Skyridge Falcons. And, you know, some of this goes into this Lehi defense. They've been really good, but there's been some self-infliction as well on the part of the Skyridge Falcons that has really kind of led to where we're at in this ball game. And, I mean, we've talked about it, but at some point, someone's got to stand up and make the change themselves.
Well, Clemens has been pulled in favor of Jack Miskin, a senior quarterback. That ball's on the ground again. Palmer
Still
never
loose.
got the football. Lehi claiming they've got it. Palmer comes sprinting right off the field. And it's Lehi football.
What else do you do? I mean, this is a real simple run play, and to your point, Palmer never has it. It almost looks like that ball just bounces off of the stomach of Palmer. And you know, it's hard when you switch quarterbacks, and there's so much that goes into the quarterback putting it in the right spot, and Palmer just never able to wrap that one up.
Hit right on his hands.
Yeah, disaster written all over that one.
Off his forearms, and it is setting up Cooper and the Pioneers of the short field at the 20-yard line. Cooper going over the middle. He's got Cade Moore, and he drops it. The sure-handed Moore could not haul it in. And it's 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Cade Moore, usually lauded for his good hands, and just has that one scored out.
Got a player down the turf. We'll take a timeout while they tend to him. And want to let you know, as we're waiting, injured player, it seems like he's had some cramps going on there. They cannot get it under control. And hopefully you're able to get him up, get him off the field. And it is Jackson Peck. And you see Jackson, he's going to try to walk off the field. They have been working his calves, trying to loosen up the cramp for quite a while. And glad to see him be able to get up and hopefully get it enough under control, get him hydrated well enough to where he can come back in this ball game. But
you know, and it was both legs, Dusty. And they were, I mean, you had both staffs out there working each calf. And you can see, I mean, he's obviously, and when they're that deep, man, it doesn't just go away. I mean, it lingers for a while. And you can feel that pain, that reverberation for quite a bit. Certainly hope that he'll be okay. And on a cold night like tonight, boy, I don't envy that young man at all.
All I hear is Chris Spielman. Just need to get an IV. But I don't think they walk around with these here, these training staffs. Going to throw out to Holker. Great play call by Larson. Holker walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Lehi. The route is on. 34-3. Point after coming up.
Boy, this is a great play call for the defense call. I mean, look at that pressure coming up. There's one guy with a shot, and you trust your experienced offensive line and Hayden Erickson, who has the turnover earlier tonight, to seal that off and an easy finish there for Dallin Holker.
Pisano comes on, and the point after is good. It is all Pioneers in the 5A championship, 35-3 over Skyridge. The Battle of Lehi has been one-sided. 35-3, the lead for the Pioneers in the 5A championship game.
How about old school outdoing new school, huh?
Yeah, the daddy is taking care of business at the moment. As Palmer
is live.
Got to get on top of that ball. And there was a seam there for a minute as he gets across the 20-yard line, so to the 21. And 9:42 on the official game clock. And it'll be Skyridge. It has been mistake after mistake after mistake here in this ball game for the Falcons. And got to find something positive here on offense. Is too much game time left to go into the bag here.
And Clemens comes back out for this possession for the Falcons.
Empty set backfield here for Clemens. It's a TU. They fake the fly sweep. It'll be Clemens coming near side, but no, he won't. Erickson's right there. And Erickson had a great game in the second half last week against Springville. He had the recovery on the last time, or actually he had the near touchdown, and makes a stop here.
Yeah, watch Erickson. He's never biting the entire way. Stays home. Nice job of getting off the block. Sometimes you got to lock up those D linemen. You can't let them just shake you off and get in the backfield. Lock him up, not allow him to penetrate.
Clemens fires to the outs. Nice catch by Samuels, and they're going to give it to him. Nice grab by Samuels. It'll be 2 yards shy of the first down marker to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Really nice grabbing. You see this ball thrown only where Samuels can get it. Coverage is tight on him, but Samuels makes an impressive grab.
Palmer now the deep back. And it'll be Palmer, and he picks up the first down. Lincoln Bunker on the stop. And Skyridge, you got to think, Dane, they got to score to stay out of the mercy clock here.
Yeah, one more score for Lehi. And we are on a rolling clock.
Clemens going deep for Upham, just overthrew him.
Dusty, that was the connection on those kind of plays that was working last week and has not worked tonight. We've seen a couple of times where Upham has got behind the secondary, but Clemens has yet to be able to connect with him. In fact, Upham is catchless in this ball game. But those were the plays that Skyridge found success with last week that tonight have not been working.
Stambaugh in the slot near side. And it is Ainsworth on the carry across the 35-yard line to the 36. It is 3rd down and 6.
Doing a nice job mixing up the personnel. We've seen Palmer in the backfield, now Ainsworth. Palmer's just never been able to get going. Ainsworth has been their most productive back.
Clemens fires too tall and incomplete. Thought maybe Krumvieda maybe I'll make a play on that one. He couldn't get to it. Punting unit will come out for the Falcons.
Well, it was certainly close. I'm with you. I mean, that ball leaves the hand, and it's like, oh boy, that has interception written all over it. Again, another overthrow over the head of the intended target. Been a lot of just out of rhythm things tonight. The run game, a lot of those fumbles, the timing, it just has not clicked on this chill night up at Rice Eccles.
Beautiful punt, spiraling kick, and too much on it. Who would have thought that would have happened? That was a beautiful ball from Ackerman. They'll bring out to the 20-yard line. Hit it too good. You need to back him up to about the 10-yard line. That's how well he hit that ball. But it'll bring out Cameron Cooper and the Lehi offense. 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Dane, I mean, this isn't be rude or anything else. Really what they're playing for right now is to make this clock run to get to their championship.
Well, it's one of the things we talked about, Dusty. I mean, this game's 35-3, and you might see some coaches that, maybe adjust their game plan. Not with Lehi. It's throw, throw, throw.
Cooper to the outside. The pass complete to Moody. And it'll be out to the 36-yard line.
Another out route. Pretty simple. Moody, when I make the reception, gets tackled immediately. But Lehi will take those 6 yards every time. They have no problem with a lot of these underneath throws. Cameron Cooper, extremely accurate, and he just lets his athletes do a lot of work. And it's been a good recipe all year long for the Lehi Pioneers.
More the outside receiver near side. Holker, the H-back. It'll be Mnookin falling behind Holker, and here goes Carson Mnookin. He is gone. 10-5 touchdown. Carson Mnookin. And I got to do it on the game, Dane. Mnookin into the end zone, and it's 41-3. Lehi.
Look at the blocking up front. I mean, everybody sealed away. In fact, you've got a lineman who has a chance to come up on the safety and doesn't even have to block him. The speed of Mnookin, the blocking by the O-line, absolutely no shot here. Only the 10th carry of the game for Carson Mnookin, but his biggest and most productive by far.
The only thing that made that memory better for him is if he was running toward the Jumbotron. The extra point is no good from Pisano. 7:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We will have a running clock in the championship game. 41-3, all Pioneers. Welcome back to the 5A championship game where It is the night of the Pioneers, and not the night that Skyridge was hoping for, not the night neither of us expected, and did not expect to have the, I know I'm saying the word mercy clock and all, but did not expect to have a continuous clock in this ball game. And got a chance on a return here. That clock might not run this way for too long, as this kick return is going to the house. Eli Pulu, touchdown, Skyridge.
Boy, a beautiful job setting up the return by the Skyridge Falcons, and Pulu able to make him pay. Watch this hole. Just no one there. The blocks are fantastic. Palmer able to get down the field and really kind of man up on the last potential tackler, and Pulu utilizing the speed to finish things off for Skyridge on the kick return.
Good to see Skyridge be able to get on the board. Harris on for the point after. To get a touchdown, I should say, not just on the board, but a touchdown, as the point after is good. 6:32 remaining in the third quarter, and Skyridge finds the end zone. 41-10, Pioneers. Welcome back to Rice Eccles Stadium, as the near side fans are fired up from Skyridge. They believe in their Falcons. It'd be quite the comeback, trailing 41-10. But Lehi ready for an onside kick. And there won't be one. It'll go all the way back. Is Cameron Cooper at the 5-yard line, where he takes a knee. And it'll be Pioneer football.
That's a different return unit, huh? Wasn't expecting to see Cameron Cooper back there.
I didn't think he'd be back there for the hands team. Not only that, I wasn't expecting the clock to start on the kick. As, yeah, Dane, you brought up at the break that got to get within 17 points for the clock to stop running.
I think that's the rule, 17, 18. It's in that ballpark. Needless to say, 31 isn't close enough.
So our unofficial game clock running. 6 minutes left in the third. Mnookin in the backfield with Cooper, who fires complete to Moody. And Moody is quickly dropped by Jordan Chapman.
Just another slant route. Again, the underneath stuff. And Moody, his impact is slowly increasing. His third reception of the ball game. Dallin Holker has been far and away the favorite target tonight. Jackson Moody is trying to see his reception total creep up.
Cooper hands to Mnookin. Mnookin met in the backfield by Tongiai and then snowed under by a bunch of Falcons. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. Nice play there by Ridge Harrell.
Yeah, the Skyridge defense doing a nice job of flowing with the run. Really not a lot of lanes for Mnookin to turn up. And you know that 73-yard touchdown run, it was right up the middle, right? Vertical, up the field. That time, just no real room for Mnookin to ever turn up.
And we all kinds of movement. Timeout taken by the Pioneers. We'll take it with them. 4:44 remaining in the third. 4:44 left in the third. Out of the timeout, Cooper going to take off, and Cameron popped from behind. And on the stop was Logan Ross.
You know, it's been one of the things that's been impressive about Cameron tonight. I mean, he did not start the night well, Dusty. His first 3-4 throws were incomplete. Saw him then start to realize, hey, there's some running lanes here. And he started to take the ball and run with it more. 7 carries tonight for Cameron Cooper. He's done a nice job of reading the defense when it hasn't been there, adjusting, and just taking the yards they give him.
Going to hand to Mnookin. And there goes, well, almost. There it goes. We've got a flag on the play. We'll have to sort out the flag. That's got to be a formation penalty. If nothing else, a hold.
You know, Dusty, people will say that football's the ultimate team game, right? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
You know, just because we're here at the state championship, we're still part of a team. We want to thank our team members. Vince Francis texting us and letting us know that the running clock at 21 is once it goes back to regular timing rules. So, member of our team, Vince Francis, helping take care of us here on the broadcast.
He is the executive producer of Deseret News Rewind. We try to put him on television, or on the internet, but he keeps refusing.
He's worried about his hair.
Yeah. Wearing a Bronco hat, I wouldn't want to put that on TV either. Comes Cooper over the middle, and that ball is incomplete.
A little slow to get up. He was looking for Gentry Cox, the junior, and able to trot off. Good to see. Don't know if he was just frustrated or what exactly, but Gentry looks to be okay.
So it'll be 2nd down and 17. This is not the 5A championship game. As many people who've commented and tweeted at us to let us know that we thought we'd have it. Certainly not the way this game, I think, either one of us thought it would go. As Cooper fires complete. This is Welsh, and he gets to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Again, you just see Cameron through his reads, able to find Welsh, staying right at the 15, turns up for another 5 yards. It's, you know, for all the yardage that Cooper threw for, and I hadn't seen him in person until last week, Dusty. I'm expecting down the field throws, and he gets that. But last week and today, been impressed with his willingness to just take the underneath stuff and let kids work. And it's been, in my opinion, one of the reasons why they've been successful up here at Rice Eccles.
Cooper's got plenty of green. He's going to take it. No flags on the play. Cross the 35-yard line. Cooper puts on the Jets at the end of that. Gets to the 45. It'll be 1st and 10 Pioneers.
His longest run of the day. And once again, it's not a designed run, but sees the coverage down the field. Everyone locked up. And able to just pick this up. And you know, I'm thinking he's running for the boundary here. No, he's looking for more yards. This boy is hungry. See him turn upfield along the sideline. Not afraid to take a hit, too. But a great read by Cameron Cooper. I've got him over 50 yards rushing on the day with a touchdown, Dusty. Been pretty good all around.
You have to hurry. 2 seconds, 1 second, and a timeout taken by Coach Larson to avoid the dreaded delay game penalty. Timeout Pioneers. 1:57 left in the 5A championship, 3rd quarter. Coach Larson and his staff talking with the near referee, asking him, why is the play clock starting so fast? He goes, because we're starting it. I read the lips. First and 10 from the 44. Cooper. He goes underneath the Holker, and Holker has the first down, in the words of Brandon Gurney, the incredible Holker.
Look at that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I thought Grenade was onto something there.
You know, it's too bad that these two teams haven't played earlier this year with a Skyridge win, because then I could say, oh, he's part of the Avengers. Yeah, a little.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
I love those movies. But Lehi just doing what they do, and that is moving. They matriculate the ball down the field.
Look at you. Big words. Dictionary Dusty over here.
Hank Schramm. And again, all of a sudden, Cooper thinks that he's a running quarterback. Touchdown. Lehi, Cameron Cooper, he's done it through the air and now doing it with his legs. Mike Leach, you got to know, he can run too.
Pullman, have fun, man. Similar play as before. Everyone locked up. The difference here is only one guy was in a route on the left side of the field, and he takes care of his man right there. And it was Cade Moore, who was had the route this near side, able to take care of the corner, and Manukin able to usher in Cooper for his second rushing touchdown of the night.
And the point after is good by Pisano. And it is 48-0, Lehi. Pulu and Palmer wait around the 5-yard line for the kick from Pisano. It was Pulu with the kickoff return for a touchdown last time. And this kick return, though, very good, not nearly as far as the last, out to the 30-yard line, where it will be Falcon football. But, I mean, not the night that you thought, I mean, I can't say this enough, thought Skyridge would have. And right now, you're kind of just grasping at straws.
Yeah, and, you know, it's one of those things, again, unofficial stats, but approaching the end of the third quarter, how about Lehi 410 yards, Skyridge with 114?
Clock's already started. Our unofficial board is shut off real quick, as this will be the final play of the third quarter. Here's Ainsworth. And Ainsworth dropped by Keyshawn Rust. And that'll do it for the third quarter. It is all Lehi. It's just a matter of finishing the final 12 minutes, and it'll be a state championship for the Pioneers. Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. 12 minutes remain in the football season in the state of Utah. A bittersweet day is Championship Friday for myself, Dusty Lister, and Dane Stewart. Actually, I don't want to speak for you, David. For me, it's very bittersweet, the final football day of the season.
You know, it is, until you realize that if there was a game next week, it'd be even colder. You know, it's look, I love this game, and I've loved being up here. It's been a fun day at Rice-Eccles. We've seen some great games, but I'll tell you what, man, I would not mind being up in the booth. I know what you're thinking.
It's my guy, man.
Yeah.
My guy, John Gruden. Tell you what, man.
Just wait. I got knowledge coming for you later.
I'm calling that John Gruden hotline here pretty soon. Satiu does not get it on the fly sweep, and it'll be 3rd down and 2. Nice job by the front of the Pioneers getting that stop. I believe was number 52, Drake Knowles.
Miskin back in at quarterback. If I'm Skyridge, maybe a little flex right, double X jet, 36 counter, naked wag at 7X quarter.
Why not throw the wide banana? Here's Satiu, and we got a false start.
That's a Gruden play for you,
That
by
is
the
a
way.
Gruden play.
Yeah. I thought Cam Newton an item or two with that play call on one of his little videos.
Well, it's not been the kindest of days, and for Jack Miskin, he is a senior on this football team, only 2 years in existence. Cody Frampton was the quarterback a year ago, did an outstanding job. In fact, he's been tweeted at us. Hope he's doing well. There's a pass complete to Samuels for the 1st down. Nice job from Miskin, down to the 44-yard line. A fresh set of downs for Skyridge.
Yeah, just the 3rd reception of the day for Colby Samuels, and it's just not enough. It's not enough for Skyridge. He only had 2 receptions last week, but 63 yards, one of those 4 a touchdown. And boy, this Lehi defense is really taking care of Samuels here tonight.
Still no catches for Nate Upham. Actually has 1. And they run the speed option. No, come back the other way. Satiu gets around the man, up the sideline, and scoots out of bounds around midfield. It doesn't really matter. The clock will, well, I'm watching for Mr. Head Official here. Vasquez escorted him out of bounds.
I like the play call there. Catching an over-aggressive Lehi defense, and that aggressiveness by Lehi has really been one of the keys for them defensively today, but that time it catches them and gives up 6 yards on the play.
Miskin going deep, making the adjustment. A lot of jersey, and now the flag comes out. It'll be pass interference, and it's okay. You get a little frustrated, but it's not a big deal there, Jackson. But it'll be on Jackson Harward.
Yeah, Harward being a little hard on himself there. And this is a great job by Samuels. Miskin underthrows this just a little bit, but a fantastic comeback by Samuels, trying to fight back for the ball. As we have another look at it here. Pretty easy call. We saw this earlier in this game, right? The DB not making a play, and Samuels able to pick up the penalty flag.
Miskin to throw, and it should have been, it could have been, and would have been intercepted, but it is not. Incomplete off the hands of Bunker.
And Lincoln Bunker's had a really nice game, and you're right, Dusty. This one should be intercepted. He's underneath. Fantastic job sticking right with Satiu, and he's been one of their speed guys. We've seen him on the reverses, but he can get down the field quickly. Bunker, the linebacker, with him stride for stride, and nearly comes up with that one.
Miskin to throw, looking left, firing left, got an open man. That goes through the hands of Palmer. Been one of those nights for the platinum-haired do-it-all man for Skyridge.
And this is another great example, Dusty. Last week against Corner Canyon, he makes that grab, and that's a Skyridge touchdown. And this week, it slips through his hands. And it's just been a contrast of weeks for these Skyridge Falcons. they've showed the potential that they have, and this is one of those weeks where, gosh, take the tape and burn it. I mean, this is not a reflection of how they've played this year.
Oh, pressure comes, and down goes Miskin. Sent the blitz, and Jeremy Hansman goes right in there, and he throws a sledgehammer, and here comes the flag.
You know the best part about this? The official's standing right there, and he's got the hand on the flag, and he just waits for those arms to come up and over, and then it's whoop.
I get the flag, but he did it toward his own bench. I do understand it. I do get it.
Well, because we saw a throat slash earlier towards their own bench.
Oh, that's true.
And
but this is sledgehammer more than the throat slash.
I get it. But, I mean, he's watching, and he's just sizing up. He's like, oh, here it comes. I'm getting the hand. Yeah, right there.
Those are moments we can laugh. Right now, Coach Larson's about ready to blow a gasket.
Yeah.
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 You talk about John Gruden. That's the outside your skull moment. As timeout taken on the field by Lehi. Actually, it might just be an official timeout, but the coaching staff was walking out on the field as well. But not a first down. Remember, you got to have enough yards for the first down off the penalty. I don't know if that was the conversation. But
I was going to say, I guess that the Lehigh Pioneer would at least have that argument to give to his head coach after the penalty, right? Coach, it wasn't a first down.
Fake the fly sweep, and that pass is incomplete. So no harm done on the personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, because that pass is intended for Stan Bob, too tall, and it'll be Lehigh football. And timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. All Pioneers. It'll be Cameron Cooper back on the field when we come back. And welcome back. We got to show you this one more time. We were just talking about this at the break. Dayton, walk us through this.
You know, this is just fantastic. So you get the celebration here by Hansman, and the officials look at him the whole way. As those arms go up, here comes, right on the flag, just waiting.
Well, while we're looking at that, here comes Holker up the sideline, and Holker gets to the 16-yard line. Big catch and run from the outstanding tight end and the future BYU Cougar.
Puts Holker over 150 yards receiving. And, you know, we mentioned in our preview, Dusty had 3 touchdowns last week. He's sitting at 2. Get 5 in the end zone once again, huh? Make this kid the most valuable player in this 5A tournament. That's going to go to Cameron Cooper, and I get it. But Dallin Holker, man, to me, he is just as valuable as Cameron Cooper.
I'll tell you what, man, I like that guy. I want that guy on my team.
Well done. Yeah.
I call Holker the Hulkster. Off the play action. It is a touchdown for Moody. He's being or is that Welsh? It was Welsh.
It was Welsh.
And Welsh now cramping up in the end zone. But he'll feel a little bit better knowing he got his second touchdown of the ball game. And, well, it continues to be all Pioneers.
Bootleg, and another example of the accuracy of Cooper. Able to get that ball past Charlie Legaspi. Makes a nice play, Legaspi does, trying to punch that ball out, but in the end zone, and fantastic job by Welsh, his second touchdown of the ball game.
Calf cramps hurt. Those hamstring ones, those are terrible. But Welsh with the TD, 54-10. The lead for Lehi. As the point after is good. All Lehi in the 5A finals. 55-10 lead for the Pioneers.
Kicking off will be Pizarro for the Pioneers.
Welcome back to the 5A State Championship, Dane. The show that changed you and I over the years. I remember, I don't know if you recall this. We were doing a state tournament game down in St. George. There's Bear River, and I can't remember who else in a basketball tournament. And they did the left, right, and the kid did the Irish jig.
Yeah.
You thought it was funny. I was like, no, don't think so. I would have it all with that kid. But then I like the sledgehammer. Not saying you didn't, but maybe I've gotten older. I guess I've gotten a little nicer over it.
I like the sledgehammer, Dusty. I like the performance of the official on the play, too. It was timed up beautifully.
As that ball will go into the end zone.
So let me ask you a question here. As our 6A or 5A state championship game is winding down, and I made an allusion to a comment earlier, or to a concept earlier. I want to get your take on this. So, Cameron Cooper about to win a state championship. Dusty, is he the most valuable player in the state? Does he win that award?
Absolutely. He'll win it. Here's two reasons why. One, for the season he's had this year, but it's going to be a culmination kind of thing, too.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the 6A and how that finished, there's not anyone on Bingham you're going to say, okay, and that's what typically happens, right? It goes to a state champion and that kind of thing. And so when you look at Bingham, like, who else would it go to? And there's not a Jalen Warren that could else vie for that, too. So, I think it does go to Cameron Cooper.
I completely agree with you. I had a fan actually reached out this week and asked me, who do you got? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think it's Cameron Cooper. And I think that was even sewed up prior to this ball game. But I think the way that he has performed here tonight has really just solidified that.
Yeah. The only other person that would even vie for it pretty close would be Puka Nakua. But then if you want to put together what happened the last 2 weeks, then it's definitely Cameron Cooper. And Ed Larson's already wearing the water, by the way. They got him twice. Poor guy.
That poor man. There's a wind down on the field, too, and we still got, just under 6 minutes to go.
Believe you me, it has not been good being wet today. Miskin checked down from behind. That ball was on the mark, but dropped by Satiu. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
We already mentioned, but good on Cameron. What a career, right?
Yeah.
Over 10,000 yards, over 100 passing touchdowns. And tonight, he's just shy of 100 yards rushing. In the state championship game, the most important game of his career. What a way to cap it off for the 4-year starter for the Lehi Pioneers.
And here's a throw to the near side, and that pass is complete to Upham. It'll be another first down, or pardon me, it'll be short of the first down marker, but out of bounds. And as soon as they set the ball, we get going. Here's the thing about Cameron Cooper you got to remember, too, and it has to be because he wanted to play with Coach Ed Larson, is that he could have moved on. He could have transferred to Skyridge. There were other Lehi athletes that transferred to Skyridge that were stars and started as freshmen at Lehi High School, and he did not. And he stayed, and it's proven to be the right decision for him.
And while we're on that note, a name that we haven't called much tonight, but I think he had an interception last week in the semifinal is Will Overstreet. He started his career back at Pleasant Grove. Started as a freshman over at PG and came over to Lehi. I think as a sophomore is when he made that transfer over, if I recall
It was last
correctly.
year.
Oh, was it last year?
Mhm.
Okay. So as a junior, as a year tardy. But he's been a nice addition to this defense. And, you know, it's been a culmination of a lot of things for Lehi. Obviously the timing and Cam Cooper being, you know, an elite recruit. And obviously, you know, setting personal bests and school records and having just a phenomenal career. But the timing has just been right for Lehi this season. And you know, you can go back to that week 1, that shootout against Alta, double overtime, right? 72-66, and just kind of had a feeling this could be that special year for Lehi. There were doubters, and I'll raise my hand. You know, weeks 2, 3, 4, very easy to doubt this squad, and a lot of credit goes to Coach Larson, the leadership of Cooper, able to get things right in time for region play and a run here in the state tournament.
You know, not only that, because it wasn't just those losses. And well, week 2 they won, but it was 21-7. Week 3 they lose. Week 4 they lose. Week 5 they're in a shootout, and I watched it against Maple Mountain, and Maple Mountain, again, not being rude, did not have the best of seasons this
tough
year.
year. Yeah, didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the playoffs, and it was an absolute shootout. And so I really started wondering, like, oh man, maybe we were way off on Lehi. But then they ride the ship, got in the region play, and be able to put together a championship season. I mean, good on Coach Larson and the Pioneers.
Yeah, and you know, most champions are battle tested at some point, right? Now, when does that come? For some people, it needs to come in a state tournament. For some, it can come during the regular season. And for Lehi, I mean, that's the case. But when you look at, you know, the way that this bracket has fallen for the Lehi Pioneers this year, I mean, Dusty, they've taken care of business. I mean, round 1, Provo, they win that game easily. Woods Cross, and that was a hot Woods Cross team. They just knocked off Timpview. Lehi takes care of business there. Obviously, last week against Springfield, they get revenge for the earlier loss in the season. And I mean, the closest game up to this point has been that Woods Cross game. It was a 28-point differential, and that's been the best test for the Lehi Pioneers in the state tournament.
And it just goes to show when you got guys that stick together, and you look at, it's not very often you're going to look at a team and you've got a Cameron Cooper, who's borrow a phrase from a previous place at other quarterbacks, a once-in-a-generation type quarterback at your school. And then you have a once-in-a-generation type tight end. And, and Cade Moore is an underrated, underappreciated wide receiver.
Yep.
And Manukin is an ultimate weapon. Josh Flores from our first year.
Yep.
There's somewhere Riley Nelson's shaking his head as he's listening to that.
And the other thing I love is that they have the stars, but then they have the role players. Last week it was Jackson Moody. This week it's Kyler Welsh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have different players that can step up week in, week out for you. Bunker's been solid. He traditionally is. But, you have the stars, and then you have a player or two that doesn't get all the talk, doesn't get all the hype, and yet they show up and they make big plays, and they just add that other element and that other dimension that teams just can't deal with. And that's been one of the things in these last couple of weeks that Lehi has had.
Palmer now in the backfield behind Miskin. Looking to throw. Fires in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Nice defense as well, came raking the arms as that pass is intended for Braden Sambaugh. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
That was Overstreet coming up and making a play on that ball to break it up and prevent the touchdown. Lehi hasn't given up a defensive touchdown tonight. Dusty, the one touchdown off the kickoff return, and he's been really the best drive for the Skyridge Falcons here late in regulation.
RPO, too tall.
Boy, and maybe a good thing, because Stombaugh had Kashawn Rust with an absolute clean shot right to the rib cage. And if he comes up with that ball, he might have an official timeout.
Ainsworth now the deep back behind Miskin, and they go shuffle pass to Palmer, and Palmer dives into the end zone, and that's a Skyridge touchdown. for Palmer. And the platinum-haired Doodle man gets in the end zone. Wish it would have been a tighter game, but he still gets a touchdown in the championship.
You know, and good for Palmer. I mean, this has been a tough game. It's been a tough season, right? I mean, we've mentioned the injuries for Skyridge, and Palmer's been the guy who's stepped up and he's changed positions and he's filled roles. Mentioned he had a broken finger filling in, and I mean, he has been the utility guy that they've really asked to do a lot of different things. And tonight, I mean, well documented, we've talked about it. It has been a tough night for Alex Palmer, and nice for him to be able to at least get in the end zone. It's not a close game, but you know, maybe that helps with some of those early things to kind of shake off that lingering feeling of the upcoming offseason.
It's his senior year and his final game in high school football, gets in the end zone. It's 1:01 remaining in the 5A championship game. We'll stay here. This should be a quick turnaround with 1 minute remaining. But, you know, let's talk about this Skyridge team because they're going to have a chance to talk about Lehi going forward. But, Dane, we got to see them. Last year we got to see that shootout game, that crazy finish against Alta. To see where they are now, see where Coach Lehman's taking this team, you can only imagine. I mean, it's hard to say it's going to go up, but the consistent level to where they become every year, and we talk about 5A football, that they now become part of that conversation. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, I do. I think they play in a very favorable region for what they do, Dusty. This is a team that is, in my opinion, really built defensively. And I know people are going to look at that score and be like, well, you need to rebuild that. No, right? I mean, they played a really good offense tonight. They've slowed down a lot of great teams. I mean, they hung right with Corner Canyon last week, and they're going to lose some key guys. They bring some key guys back, right? Taufa's back, Togiai's back. They bring back a lot of nice weapons on the defensive side. To me, it comes back to finding more consistency offensively, and that's going to be the area to still work on. And, having Clemens come back is obviously going to help. But when you look, Satiu is coming back as well. You look at some of the other kids on this roster. Upham comes back. Palmer obviously graduates. Samuels graduates. But they're going to have opportunity where they're bringing enough back, Dusty, that got a lot of great experience with this deep tournament run. I think they're going to be just fine. And I think they're a team that will continue to contend in that Region 8 with Springville for upcoming region titles. And, you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I was one who didn't have them coming this far, Dusty. Yeah. And, they proved a lot of people wrong in making the run here that will end up just shy of a state championship.
All kinds of. Lehi takes their third and final timeout. We'll take it with them. Our last timeout of the football season. Timeout, Lehi. It's now the timeout, and we are into victory formation. And what will be the final snap? It is not Cam Cooper. Congratulations to the Lehi Pioneers, your 2017 5A state champions. 17 years between championships, and they're bringing one home to Lehi. Dane, your thoughts?
You know what? It's a special year for Lehi. Obviously, the fourth year starting for Cameron Cooper, the future Washington State Cougar. We've documented the success that he's had this season and really in restoring Lehi football. They made the playoffs last year. It was a short run. This year, the run continued on and on and on, and a lot of credit goes to Cameron for all he's done. The pieces around him, Holker, Moore, Mood, I mean, we've talked about it. Dusty, 170 years ago, the Pioneers entered the Valley, and today they walk away with a 5A state championship. Congratulations to Lehi for getting out of that region and then for putting things together at the right time. Timing's so important. And this is a group we already mentioned. It was a different player every week stepping up for him. Moody last week, obviously Welsh tonight, but the consistency of Cam and Cooper, to me, is really the difference in what separates Lehi from a lot of those other schools in this 2017, the year of the quarterback. Congratulations to the Lehi Pioneers on their first 5A state championship in football, and I expect the Pioneers to be here for a while. Coach Larson, and he's got a young stable of quarterbacks coming up that will continue on, but what a year for Lehi. Congratulations to them.
You know, you look at the Skyridge Falcons, and in their second year, they make it to the state championship game, and a team and a school that's going to grow and get better as time goes on, as they continue to build their program and continue to put things together. Coach Lehman did a great job this season with the Skyridge Falcons. You get out of the region as the number 2 seed against a program like Springville that's been building, has been having success. They get to the state tournament and talk about the memories that these kids have built. Get their first playoff win at home. Get the first game against Jordan. Knock off a great team like them. Then they come to Rice-Eccles Stadium and the 26-7 comeback and the win over the favorite to win the 5A championship in Corner Canyon. And it's a bittersweet moment to lose a championship game like this. But those kids, to know in their second year that they made it all the way to the championship game, is something they'll take with them as well. And it's a terrific year, and congratulations to the Falcons and what they were able to do in 2017. But it's about the Lehi Pioneers. Coach Ed Larson has coached in a number of different places. He had his quarterback in Cameron Cooper 4 years ago. He thought he had something special. They didn't win a game, but they started building. In his sophomore year, they got better. Last year, they get to the state tournament for the first time in like 15 years. Get to the state tournament and lose to Bingham. And then this year, to make the run to the championship game, to start out the way they started, to right the ship and get things going, to win a region championship, to get to Rice-Eccles Stadium, battle out Springville, and then to beat this team that split off their own school, that has to add something to it. And in 2017, it's a year of the quarterback, and it's a year of quarterbacks like Cam and Cooper. Over 10,000 yards, over 100 touchdowns, and to take home a championship with guys like Dallin Holker, Carson Manukin, and Cade Moore. What more could you ask for? Congratulations to the Lehi Pioneers, your 2017 5A state championship football team. What a season. Congratulations to the Pioneers as they walked and walked and walked their way to a 5A championship. For Dane Stewart, Thompson Coles, and our crew, thanks for joining us and watching the 2017 5A Football Championship on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com.
We begin the award ceremonies with a presentation of the second place trophy.